Wait.
Hello, this is Callie Capable Weaver with Thoughts at Midnight Talk Show. We have our co-host.
Alex Hodge.
Welcome.
Welcome. You've got mail. Who out there is old enough to remember AOL? Me too. So that was a result of, that was like pre like Elon Musk. That was like pre, wasn't that before Bill Gates? I don't remember that in that much detail, but man, like Bill Gates and Elon the Musk, and when they came out, and then Steve Jobs coming out with the iPhone, and it was a direction that was taken like that was very profound. I think was very profound in our history. I wanted to get into that, about the power of cause and effect, especially when it relates to our own and everyone else around us mental, spiritual, and physical health, and how as an influencer those things can be affected with everyone else around you, for the right reasons. Like, I have a note here about this. Physical, mental, and spiritual health. I came up with this today, where it seems like our actions and habits affect us on a physical level. So our habits, our actions, and including our conscious actions to change some of those habits for the better, or sometimes for the worse. It depends on where you're aiming. You're aiming up or you're aiming down. Sometimes there's some malevolence in there, that sometimes you want things to go bad. It's good to recognize that, but also when you really realize something, you want something to go good. So our actions and habits spell out on a physical, and then our words and our thoughts affect us mentally. So the story that we tell ourselves, our words that we have in here, and especially the ones that we speak and we write, it's really no different than thinking. So learn to write and learn to think and learn to speak, because that's going to affect you mentally, but it's also going to affect those around you as well, externally. Right. So, and then last but not least, spiritually, our dreams and our focus affects us on a spiritual level. And all three of those they're all interconnected. So they in turn affect each other as well. So I'm just curious as to what do you think of that, Callie? I mean, I found I had a little bit of an epiphany today about that.
Well, you and I have talked a few times about, like, especially with actions, like, for example, keeping your your room clean or your house clean, how that affects your mental well-being and how that affects your physical well-being. I definitely think that once you have all of those three aligned, you're definitely going to be in better health than you were before.
Yeah, I really believe that, and it works. There was a chapter in a book. Set your home in order before you criticize the world. So setting your home in order, to me, that also meant your home. Your health. Set that in order before you criticize the world. And that chapter was a bit of a rough one as well, because it talks about, if you let the demons dominate, so to speak, where your room gets messy, and then it led to the Columbine shooting, so to speak, right? It led to some very catastrophic events that happened in our history when we allow our home to be corrupted, so to speak, right? And like, I'll do that another time. I'll get someone else to do it. It's like, I mean, by setting our homes in order and focusing on the health on the individual level, then I think it provide, and we also tell the truth to ourselves and the people around us. It helps our judgment, don't you think? Like our judgment, our conscious, like Jiminy Cricket in Pinocchio. Man, I mean, he developed over time too, developing a conscience for what what's the right way to go with those three things? You know, how you write, how you speak, how you act is going to affect those three things. And that also includes your actions and your habits. What's really neat about habits is that they're on the subconscious level. Once you get good habits going, then subconsciously it kind of takes over. It gets easier. It gets easier for some more than others. And I think it takes a certain age of maturity in order for that to happen as well. Good luck when you're young sometimes for some people, because those habits don't really seem to, I don't know, they don't seem to, can't seem to quite change those things consciously yet. I wonder. That comes with a certain age and development of the brain, I guess, and body. Also, so Callie, another theory I stumbled across this. This is a theory that's been going around out recently. I might as well expand on it on this podcast. Is the egg theory? That one got my attention. So the egg theory, it's where it brings it back to the Hindus and the Buddhists, that they believed in reincarnation and incarnation, right? Well, the egg theory takes that a step further, where, like Callie here, she's an individual, but this seems like the same energy. All men and women are created equal. We have the same energy within us, but just different incarnations of that energy. Like Callie is an incarnation of me. And vice versa. I'm an incarnation of Callie, but we also are an incarnation of everyone and everything that has lived across time. So if you think a certain way, either it be benevolent or malevolent, just think that somebody else in history may have acted on that thought. Like the ideas that I have about genetics and autism and Asperger's, right? Well, eugenics was a program in the 1940s and 30s, Hitler. So a thought that runs through our heads, think about that for a moment. Somebody else might have also acted out that same thought process. If I think that way, that might mean, oh, someone else might think that way about competition. Like, I have a certain thought process behind competition. It's not a fair game, man. I don't play fair. Sportsmanship, good luck, you know. Okay, a little bit. It depends on who it is. If you help me, I'll help you. Kind of like eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth kind of thing. We're going to help each other win this thing. Not always, though. There are some that's like, I don't want to see them make it. And if I think that, no doubt, there's probably people that work in the schools that think that way too, about young men and young women. It's like, oh, I see who you are sometimes. I see who you are. It's because sometimes I think that too. Like a stubborn handful, little, you know, Callie, you can even smile at this. You think it too on occasions. Some people may have even acted on it by actually holding them back. You know, and it's fascinating how that ties into the egg theory and the idea of incarnation. Okay, I am human, so are you, but so was Andrew Carnegie. So is Elon Musk, Stephen Hawking. Success leaves clues, but so does the unsuccess also leaves clues. That includes the Columbine shooters, and among other people that have done truly malevolent things in our history. Something to think about. We're also human. not a lot of people want to think about that. It's like, well, no, not really, but you should, and you probably should to grow as a person. You got to realize that about yourself too. It's like, oh, I got that little bastard. Remember, like, if you have kids, that kid is little, by the way. Like, you've seen more than him. Like, oh, I love. It's like, yeah, no, you don't. Not always. It's like, go play in your room for a minute. I'm cranky. I just come home from work. Go play. And being true like that, they can handle that. I think most people can handle that kind of truth. Instead of being all wishy-washy about it, 'cause I do my best to get straight to the point and communicate it as best that I can. It's like, I am here. I'm not going to be the good guy right now. And I think it's okay to tell that kind of truth. The truth sets you free. Um, and on and on about. But I find it fascinating how, like, oh wow, like, I might be an incarnation of all of you, you know? Um, and there's this theory that when, again, we don't really know. This part is the theory. Is the part that's more theoretical is after we die, when we get reincarnated, or does it end? Or do we get, who knows? We just don't know. That's why that part's a theory. Because the theory goes that when we die, when we pass, is that we might be a Chinese peasant girl in like the BC era of China, ancient China. Or we could be an Egyptian pyramid builder, sometime reincarnated as that individual, right? And across time. Or in the future, maybe reincarnated in something in the future. Again, that part's theoretical. The theoretical part is the reincarnation. We just don't know what happens after we pass. Nobody does until we actually happens, and we don't really know because we're not really conscious and aware of it. So all that part of it's theoretical, but I really do believe that we are created equal, but we have like equitable incarnations about each other. So Callie's an individual. She's her own girl. She went her own way. She figured this out years ago. Where like, God, finally, you've created she's created herself whole after trial and error. So I'm proud of her for that. Also, Callie, I'm really proud of you for knocking out a few things as far as like your health, on a physical level. You want to go ahead and bring that up about the podcast? We've been getting after it this past week.
Yes, we have. Working out, challenging each other to different workout challenges. Alex has been giving me a lot of really good advice on like how to work out when I don't get to go to the Y, or just a bunch of different stuff. My diet has changed. I've been eating healthier. Been really snacking on the grapefruit though. Addicted to grapefruit.
You got that Hawaiian in you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, I got new groceries. I've updated my grocery list because of this. Callie, you sent me a picture of this delicious looking meal. It was a good breakfast. It was avocado, eggs, and bacon. Oh, keto, man. It made me hungry. So that day I went to the store and I got some avocado. I got some cured meat and bacon. Did not get eggs though. I don't know why. I kind of spaced on getting the eggs. And I just got some food, actual mushrooms. And I did what Pat Mac once said on another podcast. He said, if you're going to a shopping cart, stay on the outside, shop the perimeter of the store, because that's where the healthy stuff is. If you're going into the center of the store, beware going in there, because that's where all the boxes and products are. So when you stay on the outside of the perimeter, you're getting most of the healthy stuff. Now, like meats, veggies, mushrooms, avocado, like that's all at the beginning of the store and on the perimeter. And stores are set up that way, by the way. Their layout and their planograms in stores are that's set up that way so that it's like I guess they like try to get you to buy it first time you see it. You know, it's one of those strategies, marketing strategies. Yeah, but in the center of the store is where all the well, most of the junk is. Think about it. The candy aisle's in the center of the store. Beware going in there. If you're going in there, go with a purpose. Now, if you're having people over, or I'm careful about that because I've actually learned this from my dad. Actually, he does not seem to do this when he goes shopping. I don't think he knows. I don't think my dad really knows about that. About when if you're going to shop, if you're going into the center for sweets, go with a purpose. Like if you know you're gonna have like people over, party, or something around those lines. That's when you go. That's when I go into the center of the store and buy the good stuff, like goodies and stuff, marshmallows, s'mores and shit, right? Or when it's for me and my own personal, physical, mental, and spiritual health, I'll shop the outside of the store and ignore the inside pretty much entirely. That's how I shop anyway. So yeah, Callie, you're right. I'm a health nut. God bless it. You called me a health nut a while back. I am. I'm like God. He's obsessed. Well, yeah. I used to weigh 300 pounds. Yeah. It's a little bit of an obsession of mine. I find it fascinating how some people's fears are often projected as concern for my well-being, but they're just afraid I'm going to get healthier than them. So it's usually what it is. It's that fascinating thing about human nature that doesn't really get exposed or talked about. But yes, I'm exposing it. I'm calling out all you mother cluckers that project a fear onto someone as concern for their well-being, but it's not like it's projected as concern for. But you're just afraid that we're going to do better. Like then that turns into, oh no, he's obsessed. He's all about this shit, right? And no, that's not good. We're gonna. Then that turns into once this becomes a success. Man, can I come over? Because your place is nicer than mine. Callie, you've even experienced that. Could you tell that story again? Like how like you had experience where people were like, man, can I come visit you? This is way nicer. You mentioned that you've experienced that before.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, fair enough. All right. I had dinner with mom and dad today. Got to revisit family. It's good to be. It's good to be back. I still got hot breath from the burger. Excuse me, I burped. Get my meat and my protein in for the day. Good stuff. But we've been getting after it this week. And
we really have.
Yeah, and there's more to come too. And I got a feeling that Callie, you're, if you don't mind sharing this as well, that you're about to have something else knocked out that might really help with your health.
I'm about to have.
You want to bring that up?
I didn't hear you.
That you're about to undergo a little something you're taking care of.
Yeah, I have
problems that might help with your health and far as like getting to where you want to be.
Yeah. I'm having a surgery on my uterus. I'm getting a D&C and a few other things. They're going to scrape out the lining of my uterus, and they're going to remove a polyp, and they're also going to put in birth control during the surgery.
Okay.
So when I wake up, it's gonna feel like I got punched in the gut, probably. But it's my doctor said that because my periods are so irregular and because I'm bleeding and like every day of the month other than 6 to 8 days a month I'm bleeding. And she said that could easily turn into cancer, so we need to figure out what's going on while we can.
Mm-hmm. So you should be proud of that, Callie, because you're knocking out something that's, you've painted a target on something that's really is wrong here, and it's probably also affecting your ability for your body to adapt to exercise and diet optimally as well. Doesn't that affect that? I'm curious.
More than likely, yes.
Okay. So I'm really proud of you. You should be proud of this, Callie. Like that you're knocking out something very major, and it's like, okay, this is going to open up doors for you. During the recovery, though, allow yourself the rest to recover because that is also productive. Please, Callie, please allow yourself to like recover from that. Do what your doctor says for the time being. But then, because then once it's all over, your body's going to react to things optimally. Let's hope,
Hopefully.
Yeah. This might be the cause and effect that you're knocking out. This might be removing a block for you. So I'm proud of you you should be proud of that, for knocking that out.
I am, thank you.
Right on. So yeah,
it's time to wrap up.
Let's boogie.
Okay, this is Callie K. Cool Weaver with Thoughts at Midnight Talk Show. We have our co-host
Alex Hodge.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.